Okay, I do this as pretend and I don't screw it up, but for some reason, when I try to go live, it doesn't go live for me when I'm doing it for real. So hopefully you guys will find me if there's anybody out there that wants to watch this. Let me go find me on my computer because I'm on the link that I thought was going to put me live and it didn't. So hold on just 1 second. Let me see what I can find. Hopefully one day I will get this right and I won't have to keep doing this. I think I'm doing it right. And then there we go. Now I'm out there. So hopefully you guys will look on my Two Long Dogs and a Stamper and it'll come up. But hello everyone. I'm glad you're out there hopefully watching this. I was really excited because I got my first true order for a class, and I also got my first subscription to Paper Pumpkin, sorry, by someone. Thank you, Diane, if you're out there. And this class is going to be Botanical Texture Suite Collection. I just looked it up, and one of the parts of the suite is not in stock. It is the dies, and they're due back sometime the week of March 2nd. Or no, I'm sorry, March 12th. So it is coming back. It's just they're really popular because they're pretty cool and can be used for a lot of things, not just this suite. So yeah, that's what we're doing. If you want this class, if you want it sent to you, you can purchase a class for $25. If you want it for free, you can go to my site, georginedarbro.stampinup.net, and purchase $40 worth of product before shipping and handling, and I will send you the class for free. The cool thing now is that you guys get rewards. So after $20, you get 10%. So if you place a $40 order, you'll get $4 to use on your next order, or you can save it up. And you can save it up for a whole entire year before you it goes away. So you can save it up and get something really cool and big, or you can just use it sparingly all throughout the year. So that's a new thing that just started, I think, last week. So it's pretty cool. And I get to do that. I get it. Plus I get a 20% discount because I am a demonstrator for Stampin' Up. And that's something, if you're interested in something like that, you can go ahead and reach out to me for that also. My YouTube channel and Facebook page is by the same thing, Two Long Dogs and a Stamper. You can email me at georgies2longdogs@gmail.com or message me through Facebook also. Okay, so let me go ahead and start showing you all the fun stuff that we have for today. We're gonna make 4 cards. Nothing super duper hard. I did a lot of the work first so that you didn't have to sit and do the boring stuff with me. Let me go ahead and show you the product, okay? Let me see if I can get this to go down correctly, because I usually make it kind of dizzy. I know, and I gotta make sure I can move things around a little, so sorry. Give me some patience. Yep, see my lap? I don't think you want to see that. Ooh, okay, let's turn it so you can see my hands correctly. I'm gonna unplug my phone. I think it should be charged enough. Hopefully that won't die. And I think that will be good. Maybe I will plug it in just so we can for sure do that. Hopefully you can hear me. If you're out there and you're watching me and you can hear me and everything looks good, if you don't mind just saying something on chat and say everything is okay, that would be wonderful. I'm hoping I have everything on. volume, all that good stuff. So hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so we will be using, it's called Botanical Texture Suite, but the stamp set itself is called Textured Notes, and it's very simple. There's not a lot to it, which is kind of cool. They're the rubber stamps, not the cling, like these. We'll be using this one too, but it's not the poly stamps like this. It's the rubber stamps. It's the old-fashioned kind, except for they're not on the hard wood. We still put them on the acrylic blocks. And these are the dies. The dies are what that you can't get the whole suite at right now because the dies are on back order. But like I said, they are ready. They should be back in order to order the week of May 12th, so not too bad. This suite is 165563, and you get this with the dies. You also get this cool, and I use this on a past class, and I used this before, but I love this one. It's going to be a keeper, that's for sure. It's called the Mini Corrugated 3D Embossing Folder, and it just gives like it's almost like the cardboard, or no, way back when, used to crank this handheld thing, and it gave these little ridges on the paper. I'm dating myself because that's been a while. But you get this. You get, I don't know how I did it, but I broke the top part of my ribbon. You get this ribbon in the suite. If you purchase a suite, of course you can do everything individually too. And you get this embellishment. You can tell I've used it a lot. I love these because I'm a neutral kind of girl. It comes in 4 different colors. And then you get 2 types of paper, a black and white, and then like a natural woven. Let me show you. The black and white is so pretty and can be used with so much. Let me take it out here. Okay, so front and back. It is all black and white. There's some gray in it too. One side is a very botanical, as it's called, and the other side is more basic. That was the same sheet. I've used this, I think I used this in the class for the dinos, and the basic. This one is the one nope. Do I use it? Nope, I don't use this today. I think I used this on another class also. And this one. They're very, I like it. I like black and white because you can do pretty much whatever you want with it. This is one we're using today. And then all my pieces that I started using. So there's that. And then you also get, let me put that to the side because I already cut it. You also get this one that's very natural woven type stuff, like baskets and weaves. As you can tell, I've cut into everything. I think this is the only sheet I have left of this, so we'll look at this. Maybe. It's like a wicker. Let me take it out. I'm sorry. Oops, did I bang you? Sorry. And there's this one. We use this one, and we're going to use this one also today, and this one. So this we use a lot. I only used 1 card with the black and white, even though I love it. I just thought this set looked so much better, or not better, but my ideas came from this. Oh, there's that same piece. When I made the cards. This one's kind of cool. It looks like a basket, the bottom of the basket. Oops. And like a white wicker. Okay, there's that. we'll be using, let's see, we'll be using Pecan Pie, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Blackberry Bliss, Black, Crumb Cake, and Basic Beige. So quite a few colors, but nothing too crazy hard. Let's get started. That's the first one I think we're going to do. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything out that I already started. I already cut it. It's the 8.5 by 5.5 card. Yep, and scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to use, we are going to use another embossing folder, and this one unfortunately is my favorite embossing folder, and it's going bye-bye. But I figured I can still use it, and if you want the class, then I can emboss it for you because it's not part of the suite or bundle. But I love this embossing folder. It's the distress tile, and it might still be on sale before it's totally gone. It's item number 162189. If you want to get it before it's totally gone, but it's on the last chance list. And then we are also going to use a stamp set, Spring Corners. This one's kind of newer too. It's 164738. It's not a needed one. I just used it. I thought it added something to it, and you'll see you don't have to put it on and you don't have to use it. And but it's a nice addition, and actually I'm thinking of doing a class with this because it looks like a lot of fun. I love these corner stamps. And then we have this I've used many a times. This is another one of my favorite die sets. It's called Spotlights of Nature, and it does come with a stamp set that I did not get, but these dies are just fabulous. I love them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 12 dies, and they're just decorated circles. They're beautiful. So those are the ones that we are using extra besides what comes in the suite. So this is the piece of paper that I used, that embossing folder, the one that I said that is going on the distress tile, that is going bye-bye from the catalogs and online. But I went ahead and used it. We used Mossy Meadow, and this is what the embossing folder looks, that comes with the suite, what it looks like once it's embossed. And then we have Blackberry Bliss and Basic Beige, and then a couple other things. We're going to stamp on this one, and we're going to stamp on this one. So I'm going to put everything else to the side, and we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. Let's move this over. We'll start with the little one. And we'll start with, okay, this is the crazy part. This is Mossy Meadow, and I know for some ungodly reason I can't find my Mossy Meadow stamp set. So I'm using Old Olive. I am going to get another Mossy Meadow stamp pad. Sorry, not set. But this is Old Olive, but I believe that it doesn't look anything really that big of a difference. Mossy Meadow is like one of my favorite greens, so I don't know what I did with it. So we're going to use Old Olive for that green part. And let me excuse my arm. Get the big greenery that we're going to use. And tap, tap, tap. Get it all gooey. That one I kind of, hold on 1 second. Time out. I forgot to, let me see if I did it for the, I have an extra one here. Oh no. Okay, before we stamp, I'm jumping to do something that I shouldn't do yet. We're going to go ahead and use the dies on this and cut this out. We'll use this die, I think. Nope, one more bigger. Let's see. Yep, this die. And we're gonna cut this out. It gives just a little something on the edge of the piece of paper. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. I leave it down here on the floor because I don't have a lot of much room for it on top of the table. So let me get that taken care of, and then we can stamp. Okay. I should probably show you this. If I have to do it again, I will. Okay, so this die gives just a little something that goes around that edge. That's why it's so popular, because it's not only this stamp set that it can be used for, it can be used with so many other things. Okay, now we can go ahead and stamp. Let's get this right. I kind of put this one kind of in the center, a little bit to the right. There we go. And it looks, it's not a perfect stamp. It doesn't come out perfectly clear. It's got little grooves and things on it, a little distressed kind of looking, or kind of natural. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it up again, and then stamp off and put some on the sides. Of course, you can do this however you want. It is your card. Oops, almost knocked over my light. But that's how I put it. I'll wipe it off real quick. And we'll get the next stamp, and that's going to be this other leafy thing. Let me wipe off the silicone mat here so that I don't get olive green on everything. Okay. Okay, this one we're going to use Blackberry Bliss. We're going to only do one thing full strength, and it's just going to be like the top area, so I'm just going to do the top area really quick, and I'm going to put it off up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp off, stamp again, and stamp off, and do some up here. And again, stamp off, and do some down here. Okay. And we're done with this one for now. Wipe this one off. Okay, I used, I'm gonna close these up so I don't put my arm in it. I used pecan pie for this next set of stamps, and these stamps are coming from the Spring Corners. Like I said, I just like this giving a little added look to it. There's these flowers, which I love for some reason. But when I saw these, I needed to put them on this. There's just these little like daisy type flowers. And I went ahead and used pecan pie. Why I'm struggling, I'm not sure. There we go. Stamp, stamp, stamp. I put one down here, kind of off it a little bit. Ooh, I did not wipe up. I gotta wipe up my Blackberry Bliss or it's gonna get all over. And one over here. Okay, let me wipe this up real quick. I'm a kind of a messy stamper. Well, so far only 3 people watching, and I believe that would be my husband, because he's out to dinner with his friend, and probably his friend, and possibly my sister. If it's somebody else, yep, it is. It's my sister. So thank you guys. You're always supporting me. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Oh, it looks good. Okay, thanks. And you can hear me, right, Vic? Let's see. And then we use this. It's just like a background stamp. It's just little dots. And what I did was I stamped and then stamped off just to add a little texture, and then went all over wherever I thought it needed something. And I kept on turning it and making it in different directions. There we go. And maybe one down here. There. Pretty excited because I'm going to do my first craft fair for the year out here in Eagle, Wisconsin in a couple weeks, which is pretty exciting. I have to but I have to make a bunch of stuff. I have some stuff, but I have to make a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So I have something there. Okay, the happy birthday, I just put it away, is in the same stamp set, the spring corners, but again, you can put any sentiment. You don't have to put this sentiment. So if you don't have this stamp set, it's not a big deal. I'm sure you have a happy birthday stamp somewhere, right? Or you can have a thank you or thinking of you, however you want to do it. I just made this into a happy birthday. And I used pecan pie again. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Now, sometimes it's funny because I didn't have enough room earlier, so I kind of put it sideways. I'm hoping I kind of made this crowded. Let's see, where can I put it? I think I will put it right there and hope that it shows up. I kind of had to maneuver it where it shows up the best. This one, I had more space at the top, so I put it up there. This one, more space down here, because up at the top, I put the leaves a little too close. No big deal, right? So we're done with stamping with that for the front, but we're gonna go ahead and stamp the middle. I'm gonna put this aside, and we're gonna stamp on the inside. We're gonna stamp the inside. And again, I just kind of went crazy with all the botanical type things, so we're gonna start up again. Same stamps. And use the same colors. So we'll start with the big one. The big leaves. I'm gonna do some, I'm gonna put that to the side because I will need that. Let's start with olive green. Old olive, I'm sorry. Okay, tap, tap, tap. Did one kind of coming out this way. One peeking down here. And I stamped off for one and did it down here. There we go. I think that's all we did for the green. The old olive. I shouldn't just call green because I was going through all my cardstock and oh my goodness, they have so many green colors. And I never realized how much I love green. I truly love green. And I use it a lot. I think I like all the natural colors. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take Blackberry Bliss. This is one of my favorites too. I have a tendency of using my favorites. Tap, tap, tap. I did one up here, full strength. This is so dark that it almost looks black, but it is definitely a, let me move this, berry looking color there. And then I'm going to stamp off. and do one down here over the old olive. Ta-da! And I think that's good for now. And then I'm going to add those little flower daisy flowers. And again, that was from the Spring Corners, not the sweet that I'm playing with this week. What did I do with the flowers? Did I leave them out? Bet I did. Nope. Happy birthday. Uh-oh. Oh, I found them. Jeez, open your eyes. Here we go. And these, I went ahead and used pecan pie. So I'll put one here, one down here, one up here. I'm gonna go this one over and see if I can get it bad at lining them up. This is the good part. There we go. Okay, done with that one. I love this kind of stamping because there's no rhyme or reason, you just stamp. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this texture background stamp. And again, we're gonna stamp off so it's not so dark. And just kind of go wherever you want. Just to give it a little something else, right? Again, no reason, no specific area. You just stamp as you think it should go. Put maybe one up here. I'm not gonna jinx it, but my dogs are being really good. You haven't heard them once, have you? I probably just jinxed it, which means I'll be hearing them. Okay. And then on the inside, I put "You Are Seriously the Best," and that does come from the textured notes. Who would not like to get a happy birthday card with that sentiment on it? And that I did in pecan pie too. Oops, let's wipe this off so I don't get it everywhere. Put right at the top. Make sure that I have enough room up here. Yeah, I should. Oh, I kind of dropped my pad up there, so hopefully it came out okay. Yep, I dropped it thinking I may have made a mess of it, but I think it turned out okay. Okay, I'm gonna close these up. We'll probably use them again very soon. And we'll put our card together. Ready? Let me wipe this off. This is the fun part, so then we can see how it turns out. I'm trying to stay nice and tidy so I don't lose things while we're doing this live. Okay. Here we go. So we got our card base. I went ahead, I'm matting this onto Blackberry Bliss. Such a pretty colors together. Brand new glue, so it should be working perfectly fine. Oops, upside down. Okay. There we go. We'll put that on the inside. I love matting. So I do a lot of double matting, and people might think that it's kind of a waste of paper, but I just think it makes it look so pretty. I forgot to burnish this. Okay, now we need to do some layering on the front and then some more stamping on the actual card base. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and mat this onto Blackberry Bliss. And I love this glue because you can kind of squish it around. It's not set until a few minutes, or less than a minute probably, but it feels like a lot longer. And then we're going to take this piece, which it is the DSP, and then I embossed it. So it's got two, that's the back side, and then the front side just had a light, like speckles. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down first. We had a beautiful day today in southern Wisconsin. We thought it was going to rain. At least I thought that's what the weatherman said, but it turned out to be gorgeous, and the kids got to go outside for recess, all recess. And we thought they were going to be in a lot. Because of the embossing, and this is kind of a rough embossing, you have to put a little extra glue. So we're going to go ahead and put this a little bit off to the side, a little more to the left, while the bottom one was a little more to the right. And then this is going to kind of sort of line up with the green. Old Olive, maybe hang off a little bit, and then a little bit lower down on this DSP. So we'll go ahead and, it's always exciting when they can get out on a pretty day like today. We haven't had a lot of gorgeous days like this, but they are coming, hopefully. There we go. Okay, so I probably should have done this first, but there's a stamp, and that's again from the Spring Corners. This card would look perfectly fine without it, but I just thought it was a really cool stamp. I love this set. Get the big one, the big block. Oops. Okay, I'm just gonna flop this down and pick it up, because if you don't, then it gets all crooked. And we're gonna use pecan pie, so it's pecan pie on pecan pie. I kind of like that look when you use the same color. What is that called? I can't remember what that's called. There's a name for it. Monochromatic, I think that's it. And we're just gonna line it up to the sides. Hopefully it all went on. Next time, or if you do this, do it before you place all this down. It would make your life a lot easier. I was kind of hoping and wishing that it didn't go on the wrong area of the card and that it had enough room to be put on. If you do it before, you won't have to guess. But that turned out okay. And then the other one that I really, really like out of this stamp set is this. And it's just lines. That's all it is. Let me put this down. Pick it up. And I'll show you what I mean. It's just like these corners, these corner lines. Again, line it up to the corner, push down and up. See? It just gives something to it. I just love it. So that's why I used that for this card. I thought it added something. Okay, I'm gonna close this up because we're done with it. And for this card, I did not use the ribbon that comes with it, because with the sweep, because it is white and everything on here, I've been using, this is Basic Beige. So I found I have this ribbon. It's just called Basic Beige, 163788. And I love this. It's one of my favorite ribbons. And I'm just going to make a bow. Whenever I try to make a bow on live, it doesn't come out very well. So hopefully I can make a pretty bow. I do have a bow maker, which I should get out and use, but we'll just try making one here. Oh, not too bad. We'll play with it. Let me snip. Excuse my arm. I I like this ribbon because it's so super soft and it actually does make really pretty bows. Like I said, when I make bows, sometimes they don't turn out very well. But this one looks pretty good. Play with it a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use a glue dot and put that on the side of the card. Put it right about there. Trim these down a little bit. I think I need to get new snips. They're starting. Starting not to cut very well, but I've had them for a while. Okay, and then we'll just add some embellishments. That bow could be prettier. I might have to redo that later, but not now. Okay, the embellishments, like I said, these came with the suite. And on these, I used this color, but on the one I'm making now, I'm gonna use the lighter version just because I don't have many of these left. And I want to save them just in case. So I'm going to take my pick tool and I'm going to put a big one here and a little one. I like these because they're also flat. They're not super duper bumpy and give tons of dimension, you know? Sometimes they're so thick. I'm gonna have to play with that bow. See, I said I'm picky on my bows, and that didn't turn out really well. I'm gonna take this one and put right here. And we are done with our first card. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm gonna put that one to the side. I'm gonna clean up just a little bit. I don't like when it's a disaster mess because then I lose everything. And we're gonna do our next one. This is the one that I used the black on. And I used Melon Mambo, Pretty Peacock, and my Memento, which is the black. And this is the color, the card we're going to do. Forgot to put a stamp away. And the only stamps we're going to use for this one, I believe, yes, are the actual textured note ones. The ones that are in the suite. Okay. So here is all the things that we have. We have a piece of the ribbon that comes with the suite. We have a piece of the black just linen thread. We have this, and I got this idea from Rose Coleman. I watch her all the time. Where you want to stamp when you get one of my classes, if it's got a corner cut off, that means you're going to stamp on it. This is a matte. Actually, it's the inside, but it's cut wrong, so we're going to have to cut that better. Let me see what I did wrong here. It's got to be 4. I think I made it 4 1/4. Okay, I think now we're good. Let's see. There we go. Now that'll be working. That'll work. That'll be the inside, and then we have a piece of Mambo for the outside. We have 3 1-inch strips by, I think, 4. Let's see. No, I'm sorry, 4 3/4. And then we have a big black circle and a small white circle. And those came from those, remember, the Spotlight of Nature dies. And that's all we need for this card. This one is pretty simple. We do have to do one little fussy cut, but it's not super difficult. So let's go ahead and stamp that first. We're going to use the Pretty Peacock. Again, one of my favorites. And we're going to take the big leafy botanical can go ahead and tap, tap, tap. This one's kind of juicy. Oops. So tap it down. There we go. And this is what we're going to fussy cut, because the dies that come with this are the rectangles. It's not any dies that cut out any of the leaves or anything. Kind of wish that would have been part of it, but it's not too hard to fussy cut it. I really fussy cut everything out. I'll go back and do a better job, but I went in and out. And the only problem with doing that, I got really close to the stem, and unless you're super careful, you might bend the stem a little bit. So if you don't want to go so close to the stem, you don't have to. I just chose to. And again, when you fussy cut, you move the paper and keep the scissors still. Because then everyone says that it's easier to keep on track. I like to leave a little bit of a white border. Some people like it nice and close, and that's okay too. This just gives you a little, what is it, like, well, leeway on oopses, which, you know, I make oopses all the time. So if I get too close, I may cut the actual stamp, the picture of the stamp. Don't want to do that. So do you guys like the fussy cut out there? I don't mind cutting at all. But I don't feel like I'm really good at like this kind of cutting. If you watched the other couple classes that I've been doing live, I did a bunch of coloring on it. This one has, I don't think, any coloring. All I did was stamp and cut and emboss and die cuts. I didn't use the stamping blends at all. And I really enjoy doing that, but sometimes you just have to get away and do something different, right? So that I'm doing. I don't know what the next class is going to be. I really like, we have this book stamp set on, I think it was in our mini catalog, and I have that, and I haven't done a class yet on it. I made a couple pockets. I used a die cut that's unfortunately being discontinued or on the last chance. And I think I'm going to keep it though, because it makes these cute little pockets. So you could put gift cards. It was not teacher appreciation. It was administration, like secretary, but they don't call it secretary anymore. They call it administration assistant. That's it. Day today. So we got a couple of gift cards and some flowers for our administration office person. She does everything. She's awesome. But I made her some pockets, and she loves books, so we got her an Amazon card, and we put it in a pocket and put it in the flowers. And then she also loves coffee, so we got it from her favorite coffee place, and I made it with the Love Ya Latte stamp set, which is also on the last chance, or could be totally gone, I'm not sure, but that's another one of my stamp sets that I really love. And I had so much fun making them. That's why we do this, right? I love making things and giving them away, hoping to put a little smile on somebody's face, right? Okay, so there we go. Sorry, hope that wasn't too boring. And then the other thing we stamped was this. And this we stamped with Melon Mambo, and I did stamp off. And I used the littler stamp. Is that right? Littler. Well, this stamp, the one that we've been using Blackberry Bliss with. Well, this time we're using Melon Mambo. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it off. Put that on there. Because Melon Mambo is a very, let's try that again. It's very bright. And I just put it kind of in the middle of this. There we go. Put it down there. Trying to keep up with my stamps and keeping them clean. And then I just used a thank you stamp that comes with this. And used my basic Memento, which is my basic black. Tap, tap, tap. And I put it right in the center. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I went a little bit to the right, but in the center of the circle. There we go. Close this one up for now. I can't remember. I think I need it for the inside, but we'll close it. I'm always afraid. Look at my hands already. And I've only made 2 cards. I am very sloppy. I'm trying not to be, but that's me. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and put this together, and then let's see. Let's stamp the inside really quick because it's not a lot. I went ahead and used the big stamp again. I didn't use the whole thing, so I'm not going to stamp up the whole entire stamp. I'm just going to do about half of it, 3/4 of it. Oops. There we go. And I just put it along the bottom. There we go. And then I used, again, the Melon Mambo, and I did stamp off again. I just feel the Melon Mambo is so strong. So I like to stamp it off. I got one more person. That's pretty exciting. If you want to say hi, say hi. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this off. And then add down here, right about there. There we go. And I'm going to pick this up and put it to the side for a second so I can wipe this off. Worst thing is to get it all over your card. Well, at least this card base is black. It wouldn't be seen too much. And then I use the stamp set, You Are Seriously the Best, again. I'm gonna go ahead and use my long one. I don't ever use these. I should. There we go. Looks good. And that I use my basic black again. Let's see. Tap, tap, tap. And I did that one at the top too. My hand's still shaking. So funny. I'm not as nervous as the first time I went on. Oh, that one's crooked. Darn. But we're gonna let it be. I'm not gonna redo it right now. I was so nervous the first time. I'm still nervous, but not as nervous. But that first time, holy cow, my hands shook so bad. I think my hands are shaking now just because it's the amount, you know, the work, the tedious stamping, and hoping that it's going to come out. That one kind of came out crooked, but it'll still work. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. I'm going to go ahead. I did not mat this one like I mat the other card, the inside, but of course, that's always possible. I just thought with the black and white, it looked good. Center that in there. There we go. Okay, the front, again, I forgot to burnish before I put it on. I'm going to put that to the side. And this is the front part, and we need to take the strips and lay them. I always do the outer ones first and lay them down to make sure that it's about the same all the way around. I have to, I think, put a new blade on my cutter. Whenever you get these little frays, it's because you need a new blade. And then about there. Yeah, that looks pretty good, right? It's about the same all the way around. We're gonna go ahead and glue those down. If I was smart about this, I could have taken the same piece of paper and then it would have been continuing. But I didn't do that. I think that would have been cool. I don't know if you would have noticed if I did do it, just because there's a lot going on. But it would have been kind of nice if it was the continuing picture. Did not think of that. At this point, it's too late. One more piece. Put that right in the center. Let's see. I'm gonna squish this down a little. There we go. Oops. See, there's that little frayed area. Change my blade. Okay. Okay, before we put it down, we need to add our ribbon and our little black piece of thread. And that we need our tear and tape. This stuff is the best. I love it. I don't know how I survived without it when I didn't know anything about it. There's one. And I put this kind of right in, actually I put it right in the center, as close to the center as you can get it. Go ahead and burnish that and pull it off. And burnish. Oops. It's not being cooperative. I'll try again. Sometimes my nail doesn't get there. There we go. Okay, and all I did was take this white, put it on, strap it around. If you don't like the way it looks, you can always pull it off. A little too much. But, let's see. That looks about right. And then I put this down over it to keep it in place. As Christine Bertram says, make a tear and tape sandwich. And I also used it so that the black thread would stick too. So I just lined the black linen right in the center as best as you can. There we go. Okay, I'm going to snip this because we don't need that much extra. Okay, now we can place it on the front. Make sure that it is the front. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tear and tape again. Probably don't need to because that black linen thread is probably pretty secure, but just to make sure. Okay. Nothing is embossed on this. I didn't use any embossing folder, which I guess I could have maybe done the back. This piece, the Melon Mambo piece. But there is a lot going on, so I think we're okay for not doing it. Just line it up. Now this tear and tape kind of sticks quickly, so we want to make sure we don't stick the tear and tape too hard before we get it all lined up. Oh, I'm having problems. There we go. Okay, and then we just need to put the black circle. There is a right and wrong. Like this is the back, and you can tell it's not as smooth as the front. See, this is the back. It's rough. You can feel it more than you can see it. But actually, when you put it down and you put it down wrong, you definitely could see it because I have done that. And I just put it right in the center of this. And then I took and popped this up with some dimensionals. I have two little ones here. I'm going to go ahead and finish that sheet up. I have a few sheets that are almost done. Okay. This little one here popped off. Use that later. Okay. And I'll put that right in the center of the black one. This one's got pretty details around around the edges, and then when it's up against the black, it really shows off those details. Oops, stuck to me. Okay. And then this I took and wrapped around the thank you. So we only need glue on these leaves. I did put some pop with some dimensionals. I'll show you on these. So let's get this down first. I kind of curved them around. Hold that for a little bit. And then these, I did add dimensionals just because this is up. Oops. There we go. So then they're not flying away. You don't want them to get stuck on anything. We're going to use these edges. Use them all, right? Let's see, we'll add this to this one. Oh, let's cut it in half. Goodness. There we go. And maybe one to this one. There we go. And maybe one up there, this little piece that flipped off. There we go. Okay. And the only bling I put on here, the only embellishment was one little, where's my tape? I didn't put it back. See what happens? I couldn't find it. Little one, and I put it right here by the thank you. Right there. Okay, card 2, done. Okay, card 3. Okay, I have to say, I think this is, let me clean up first before I talk about this card so I don't have a huge mess going on. Make a little pile, put it up. This is my favorite one. This is one, the last one that I made, and it's very basic, but I love it. I just think it's so simple, but so pretty. And all the colors, these are my colors. I love these colors. Okay, So this is the one we're gonna make next. Again, we're using olive, old olive, and no, actually, I'm sorry, this is mossy. It's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4.25 again, but we're gonna do it this way, not this way. We're gonna do it horizontal, right? Wait, horizontal is this way, yep. Or, yeah. I was gonna say hot dog fold or hamburger fold. This is, hot dog fold is this way. I don't know. Now I'm not making sense. Okay, so I went ahead and already die cut this. This is another one of the dies. I used one of these. I used this one right here and cut that out. So we have that. We have this piece of DSP. I also used, it's very, you can't see it a lot, but I still like the little texture it gave it. So I used it on that one. And I want to use all these dies. And then I used this one on this piece. And that's the piece we're going to stamp, so I'll leave that out. We used the folder again. I made it bumpy. And then this is the inside. We're going to stamp that too. So we'll leave those two things out. Let me scoot things over. Put this over here. I'll stamp this first. And there is a right and wrong. You see? Okay. So we want to make sure that it stays like that. And I'm going to use this. It looks like a woven part of the basket, and this is the first time I've used it so far, right? And we're going to use the colors. We're going to use, again, pecan pie, old olive, and now we're going to bring in a little basic beige. And I think we used, and I think I put it away, I think I used espresso, but I'm going to go ahead and just use black. For some reason I put it away. Forgot that I used it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp, stamp, stamp. I like this basic beige. I didn't know if I would. I love the cardstock, and now I'm really getting into using the stamp set. It kind of looks green. It's kind of weird, but it kind of fades a little bit, if it makes sense. I don't know. But I still liked it. I mean, doesn't that kind of look like it has a little green tint to it? And it is basic beige. But I really like it. It's just kind of a natural color. Okay, and then again, that big stamp again. And this one I used old olive. Put that away for now. And I only use the top, so I'm going to stamp up the top. Just kind of put it right about there. Okay. Put that to the side. I'm going to use that on the inside, I think. And then these leaves, I used pecan pie. I just use the tip of it too. Right about there. I should leave that open. I'll leave that. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use pecan pie for the sentiment also. I always have problems saying that word. I say sediment instead of sentiment. And this one says, a little note of appreciation, which is so sweet, right? So we'll stamp, 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 tap, tap, tap. Put it right about here. There we go. So that's done for stamping. We'll go ahead and stamp the inside real quick. Put that to the side. And the inside, I just did some stamping on this side. No. Where's Hazel? No. No. She's got a big mouth for a little dog. Stamp, stamp, stamp. I just use that little basket weave stamp right there. I may have stamped off, and you can. On the first card, I didn't stamp off on this one. And my big one. Hazel. Hazel. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the side. She hears somebody outside. I live at a barn, so they come and see their horses. Not live at a barn, but live to an apartment attached to a barn. So boarders come and see their horses, and sometimes she hears the cars outside. And of course, she thinks she needs to know who and what's going on. Okay, and this one I did stamp off once and then did full strength once. And I didn't use the whole entire stamp, so I'm just going to do part of it. And this is the full strength. And then I did again just the top part and stamped off. And I did that down here. There we go. And then I just put the words thank you, and that's part of this stamp set too. No, Hazy. And I'm going to go ahead and use pecan pie. I think I'm going to put it down here though. There we go. Now we get to put it together. And you don't have to do the coloring. It seems like it does go a little quicker, doesn't it? Uh-oh. Need to wash it. I almost put, or I did put it, but it didn't make a mess. My card down. Please. Okay, take this out. And all I did was center everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down first. And remember, this needs a little additional glue just because of the big ridges in it. Guess what I didn't do? Every time I say that, I forget to burnish. I'll burnish it as soon as I put this down. Gives a good crease. There we go. For our card. And then we'll put this right in the center of that. Go. And then this in the center of that. Okay, so we could have probably, or I could have cut out, see this back mat, I could have cut a piece out of this part here and then cut a piece out of here and save cardstock, but I didn't do that. I mean, that is a smart thing to do. So you save on cardstock, but sometimes I just don't do that smart thing. Okay, now we're going to put some of this beige, basic beige ribbon on again. I'm not using the white that comes with it, with the suite, because I'm using lots of beige tones. Hazel, no. Shh. Hear the squeaker? Stop. No, thank you. Now you got Gus up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, pull my pin out. Guys, no. Go lay down. That was Gus. Did you hear that big yawn? I'm gonna give you about 8 inches. Might be too much, but I just wanna make sure you have enough. And we're just gonna start down here. Go up. Go up. No. Go up. Let's see what that looks like. What's good about tearing tape, we can tear it off and readjust it if we don't like the way it looks. Oh, look what I did. I put it on the wrong side. Wow. See? Isn't that good? Tearing tape can be used so that we can tear it off. No biggie, right? Okay, try this again. Silly me. Hazel, stop. Okay, do the same thing, but do it on the correct side. It's just like you're making little loops. Hazel. Hey. Go lay down. You're being naughty. Okay, let's see if I got it right this time. Yep, that looks about right. So we're gonna put a piece of tearing tape there. Over this bunch. I'm gonna snip this off. We don't need that extra. And then we're gonna put this on, I put this on dimensionals just because that ribbon is so much ribbon there. I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. Okay, one more for good luck, right there. Okay, we don't need it near the ribbon because the ribbon is thick enough. It's given that little lift. Okay, put that right in the center of that one. There we go. Is that straight? Yep, not bad. A little bit. I didn't push it all the way down, thank goodness, because it's a little higher. There we go. And I just used one embellishment. And I think, again, I'm going to use the off-white because I don't have a lot of this natural brown. I don't know if that, what color that would be considered. This is basic beige, black, and white. I don't know if that would be, that could probably be pecan pie. That color. I have to get more of these because I love that color. I'm gonna get my take my pick tool, something I can't live without, and I'll put that right there. And then we'll glue this on the inside. What I should have done is matted this with the pecan pie, but I did not. I would have made it a little pop color. There we go. Number 4 done, or 3 done. Gus, no. And our last one. This one is a lot of fun. I like it. It's a fun fold, but it's not a really hard fun fold. And I don't know. It just, I think it's a cute card. Put this on here. Okay. It's another one of those cards that is lots of browns and beiges and greens. I hope you're not sick of that. I only did one with the black. but I think I'll be using that paper for other things. And then it pulls up. You see that? Ready? The thing is here, you can also put a gift card here too. And that could be an additional thing. Let's see. So we have a lot of pieces. It's not hard, but there's a lot of pieces to it. So you have 2 of these that I already die cut. So you don't have to sit and watch me die cut. You have 2 of these. These are the ones you have to stamp. You have this one that goes here. You have this one that goes here. And then you have the inside piece that you have to stamp. And it's been, what is that called? Why? Oh, my husband is home for some reason, so he's gonna make the dogs bark. So be prepared, guys.
All right, come in, Dad.
Okay. Sorry for the dogs barking. They're gonna get excited. Why don't you just go into the bedroom? Maybe? I don't know. I'm just saying. What? I'm just saying. That might be better. Go in the bedroom. Take them and put them in our room. I'm almost done with the last class.
Yes.
He's itching. Come on, Gus. Excuse me, guys. Hold on 1 second. Come on, Gussie. Go to your brother. Go by your brother. Go. Go, bud. Go, go. Okay. Go. Come on. Be nice. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp first. So we're gonna stamp these pieces. And I did stamp this one off. So I'm going to go ahead and take my basic gray, my basic beige, and stamp this off. And stamp down here. Hi, hon. They're in the bedroom, so. Okay. And then I'm going to take my old olive.
Go. Stay.
Usually that would be not so quiet because they get very excited when he comes home. And you would have been hearing some chaotic barking. But my oldest son came and got them and put them in our bedroom until we're done. Which my husband's been working since 4 in the morning, and then he got off at probably about 4 or 5, and then he went to dinner so that I could do this. Maybe he got off at 5 or 6. So there we go. Oh. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the small one. And I'm gonna use the olive green and the pecan pie. Stamp, but this time I'm going to stamp off for this one. And I'm just going to stick it over here to the side. There we go. And then I'm going to put this pad over here, and I'll break out the pecan pie. Stamp, full strength. And then I'm gonna stamp off and do one on the other side. There we go. Did that? Yep, that did. Okay. And then I use, let me close that one real quick. I use the corners again, the spring corners, and I use Happy We Are Friends. Again, if you don't have this stamp set, you can totally use any other stamps, you know, any stamps that you have, and put a sentiment on here. I just like these corner stamps, and I honestly think I might be using them next week. Maybe I'll combine these with the books. Maybe. Because the books aren't like a huge set. I'll show you what they are once we're done here. But I love the book set. It's very fun. It comes with dies, but there's like maybe 4 or 5 dies. It's not a huge set. Okay. And I used, again, I used espresso. What is that? Espresso. But I forgot, and I put that away. So I'm just going to use pecan pie. There we go. Okay, so that's the outside. Now I'm going to do the inside one. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. And that one, all I did was do a couple little things. I didn't make it as decorated. I used, again, the big botanical leaf. And used the green, the old olive green, and I put it right about there. I'm going to leave that open because we need to use it for this piece. And then I'm going to use this and the pecan pie. Only about half of it, and I'll put it right about there. I'll leave that one open too. And then I used a sentiment from the corners again that says, "You brighten my day." I love that sentiment. Who wouldn't want? I say this all the time, but that would be something nice somebody told you, right? You brighten my day. We're just going to use pecan pie for this. Put it right about there. There we go. I'll leave that open. Okay, so that's it for that piece. And then the last piece is this. Now, this part of the card is going, this part of the paper is going to be inside the card, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So we really don't have to go all the way down to tuck it. And this is where you can write your little note if you'd like to. This is the place. I think I would actually. I mean, I guess you could put it up here on this piece too, but there's a bigger spot. Okay, so we're going to use the basic beige, tap, 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 and I did a stamp off, and then I stamped up here, and then I tap, 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 did a stamp off, and did one right about there. Okay, looks like I tie-dyed it. And then I took the big one, which I already have here, and I made a couple. I did one on this side, and I did one over here on this side. Get another white bead. These white beads are the water-based ones. So there's no like smell, no nothing to them. Okay. And then I used the little plant one, the little leaved one. And I used the basic, or I'm sorry, the pecan pie. Better move this. Close it. I wonder who's out there. My husband's here, so I'm sure he's not watching me anymore. Probably my sister. She's probably still there. Oop, I'm down to 2. Okay, tap, tap, tap. Do the base, the pecan pie there. And then one up here. I don't want it too dark, I don't think. There we go. Okay, that's all the stamping. Now we get to put it together. I didn't put a sentiment on this part because I thought if you wanted to write something, you could write something in there. So that's why I left that blank. Okay, there we go. Okay, oops, let's wipe this off. Okay, get this back. Did I burnish this? Yep, I must have because I have it out and burnished it. See, finally remember, and I probably did it twice. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and matte this one, this DSP. Isn't that cool? I love that pattern. It's like a basket weave. Oh, got 3 back again. I want to be one of those persons that have like 50 people watching them. One day, hopefully. I'm just happy to be able to go live finally. Okay. Put this one down on the top. So Stampin' Up! Has free shipping on orders over $75 before tax and shipping. Well, obviously free shipping. So today through the 25th. So that's a good deal because shipping is kind of expensive nowadays, especially now. So there really is a big help. And again, you can get this this card class for free if you place a $40 order before taxes. There would be no shipping if you did it in the next couple days. And at my site, GeorgineDarbrough.stampinup.net. And now there's rewards so that if you place an order, you have more than $20 and more, you get 10% into your account, and you can use it or you can save it up. You can use that in your next order or save it up and save it until you have a good amount and purchase something bigger. Okay, so the front part, what I did, oops, stuck. Look at my fingers. See how messy I am? I have purple fingers right now. This is what I did. Okay. This, I'm going to turn over and add some of this linen. I can't think of what this is called, but it's like a natural linen. And I just twine it, spin it around, and snip it. I should have done this part first, but oh, that's the inside. This is the outside. And we're going to add it to this corner. I just wrap it and then I twist it. A couple twists. And then put it on the back. just check it out. I do like that. These pieces I'm going to put in the center and then snip them. This one too. That one already is in the center. And snip. And I'll put another piece of tear and tape over the top. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Okay. This is on dimensionals, and I put this on this before I put it on the card base. So let me get my dimensionals again. I kind of put a lot, but this is the thing. You can't, because this hangs over. Well, you can put them because, okay, never mind. Let me do it and I'll show you. We're going to put a bunch of dimensionals on. Using up all these little pieces. Did I use them all? Except for these little pieces. Oh, I didn't use those last ones. Okay. Pull them all off. Little backings. There's always one that there we go. Okay. I want this in the middle. And then we're going to line this up so that it just fits right in the corner. Just like that. Except for this piece keeps on getting stuck to this dimensional. Yep, see how it lines right up on the side. And then we're going to add a little glue. Now we can't go down here because that passes this piece. I'll show you what I'm talking about. 1 second. Okay. So we're gonna put that kind of in the center. Like so. Make sure, let's see. Yep, that worked. Okay, so we're gonna flip that open. And I didn't like when we flipped open the card that you saw this, so I did the same thing, just backwards, and I put this piece, oops, turn it over, and I put dimensionals again, and did the same thing, but put it at the bottom. So let me grab some dimensionals. Oh, I gotta snip some. Hold on. Gotta use them all, right? Can't let them go to waste. Oops. Snip them right off. I don't want to put them on the top because there's already dimensionals there, right? So, okay. That looks good. Okay, and then I put this so that it's like that. So I'm going to add a little glue. And line it so that it's same as that one, because we want to just cover that up. Take it and do the same thing. Line it up. Make sure it's lined up here. There we go. Ta-da! So then when you open it, it doesn't have that ugliness. It has something pretty again. Okay, now we need to add a little bit of glue here. Just a very little bit of glue down at this bottom edge, because you want to be able to put the paper in and out, or maybe a gift card, something. I'm going to hold that down. There we go. And for this to work, you're going to slide this in. And you're going to line up the fold and this cardstock. See that? So it goes like that. And you're just going to add a little bit of glue. Close it and push down. Oops. One of these days I will not be a messy crafter. But I doubt it will be soon, because that's just who I am. Let's see if I let it sit enough. Yep, and then it just opens up. See how it moves? I don't know, I said the one before was my favorite card, but I kind of really like this one too. And all I did was add just a little of the basic beige embellishment. It comes with this sweet. Okay. Ta-da! And that is done too. Okay, let's see. Let me clean up a little bit and I'll show you all of them. And then I'll show you the stamp sets I'm thinking about for next week. There we go. Okay, so our last one. Here we go. Can you see them all? Pull them down a little bit. There we go. I'd ask you which one is your favorite. I kind of like all of them. Okay, I have to say this is my least favorite because these are not my colors. These are my colors, so I really have to redo this bow. This bow is an ugly bow. This is a pretty bow. I will redo that. So this is a card class today, or for tonight, or this week. If you like it and would like to purchase it, please contact me at Georgie's Two Long Dogs and a Stamper. Or, no, oh my goodness. You can contact me at my email, georgiestwolongdogs@gmail.com. Or you can Facebook message me under Two Long Dogs and a Stamper. If you want to purchase it, it is $25. If you would like to purchase product, you can get this for free. All you have to do is purchase $40 of product before tax, and I will ship it to you. You will also, when you do that, if you sign up for the points, you will go ahead and get some reward points, and that's 10% of the order after $20 before shipping and taxes. So it's a really good deal. And it's free shipping for the next few days up until the 25th. But this is what I wanted to show you. So I was thinking of using this stamp set, okay, and dies for next week. I thought this was such a pretty stamp set, and it's so simple. But I also kind of want to use, let's see if I can find it. I used it. Hold on. I just used it. Oh, here it is. This is for the books, and it's just super cute and simple. Of course, this would be coloring. I'm always back on the coloring ones. Oh. And you know what I really like about this? And I know this is silly. Besides these books, I love this heart. It is so cute. It's my kind of heart. And the only dies that come with it is a book die, and then you can make a tassel And I don't know what that, I think that's a bookmark. And this is, there's one more. Oh, here it is. A hole to put on your bookmark. And this is the part of the book up here, so it looks like it has pages. So that's all the dies. But I thought maybe I can combine the two. I don't know. We will see. But I'm thinking I'm going to use these and see what I come up with. Well, let me turn you up and around. Let's see. Hopefully I can do this correctly. Here we go. We're going to spin you like this. Sorry. So I won't be upside down. Let's see if this works. And turn me this way. I did it. Oops, now you can see my hand. I'm sorry. I just can't see my face. Yay. I don't know why this arm is so hard. It's probably me. It's not the arm. Okay. So thank you so much if you watched me today, and I hope if you didn't watch me today, you can watch the replay later on. I appreciate you being here and being part of this whole process of me trying to get into this Stampin' Up! Stuff. I love the crafting, I love the giving, and I just want it to be part of my life. So I appreciate that. If you would like anything, please contact me. New catalog. Can't show you anything but the cover, but I'm so excited. So much fun stuff in here. And then the old catalog that is only good until May 6th, and then we have a mini catalog. But or May 5th, and then this starts May 6th. And this catalog has such pretty things. I can't show you the inside yet. But please contact me, 2 Long Dogs and a Stamper, on YouTube or on Facebook by the same name, or Georgie's 2longdogs@gmail.com. And I can help you in any way that you would like me to help you with the stamping and crafts that I have shown you these and past classes. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Lots of hearts and smiles your way. Take care. Bye-bye.